How would I describe the Dons to someone that doesn't know who they are?
I would say the Dons are more like a movement than a football team. Some might say it's a bit like a family or a religion even.
Shit football, have a laugh, unity, and just all out vibes.
What people don't realise is how much actually goes in behind the scenes. I mean, we were looking at so many different options, so many different avenues, trying to bring in players. I think at one point I even asked my sister.
How many players we're going to be bringing in this season? What do you reckon?
I reckon there will be 8, 9.
It's a lot. 8, 9 players coming in is a
We've
lot.
got quite a few that are leaving, and also we want to improve as a team. We don't want to stagnate.
Hello.
Hello, Elliot. How are you?
Hey mate, I'm well, thank you.
Elliot Freer, attacking midfielder.
Well, I wanted to call to firstly thank you for trying out, but secondly to also offer you a place in the team.
Awesome.
For someone who hasn't played for 3 years, I think it's really impressive how you performed.
I mean, been away, I've been nominated, I've come second in Fan of the Year 2017-18. I've been a linesman for about 5 years, and finally I've got my big promotion, and now I'm signed for the Dons.
Doctor! Oh, I need a really average fullback.
Did someone say really average fullback?
I'm not sure if you'll believe this, but I've actually always been a Dons fan growing up. Posters of Zach Cohen on my wall, Isaac Virtus, and just always really loved the club. Well, obviously it's difficult, you know, especially communicating with my teammates is a bit of a language barrier. Sometimes they don't understand me, but the best thing about playing Jewish football is you just talk in a Scottish accent and they think you're a hard man.
A pre-season training session provides the chance for some of the new signings to play with their teammates for the first time.
Okay, so at first I wasn't that impressed with our summer recruiting because I'd gone to 1 or 2 training sessions, then I had exams and went away on holiday, blah, blah, blah. Portugal was nice, obviously. But when I got back, I didn't really know the signings that we had. I heard a lot about Johnny May, but he signed without, he signed very quickly. I thought that was a bold move. Having played a couple of games with him already, I can see why he signed him immediately. He's an unbelievable player.
Johnny May, attacking midfielder.
He's probably the most talented player we have at the Dons, behind myself. He's a delight to play with. I mean, he's first name on the team sheet every week, as well as mine. And he's going to get the most goals as well as me. So it's a great player to have, and I look to utilising him this season.
I decided to sign because of one, Scott Waisel. He called me up and I just thought I want to play with my best mates. So yeah, I'm there.
And there weren't just big changes on the pitch, but off it too.
Your reactions are the most important thing in the press. And let's say he shifts it to the left.
Is it one touch?
No.
Look, making the decision to leave the club was not an easy one. You know, it really wasn't. I was presented with a fantastic opportunity elsewhere that really I would have been silly to turn down. But despite that, you have to consider that I was leaving behind such quality in the likes of Richard Reback and Sam Denby, Josh Moses, Jordan Rinsler. You can't replicate that kind of quality in other clubs.
I think it was kind of my next natural step at the club because I was Jamie's assistant last year.
Honestly, it was like being called up to the England job. At the beginning, I thought Hammer was pulling my leg, but to step into Nagyo's shoes, they're pretty small shoes to be fair, but to step into them would be a big challenge. So I was a bit intimidated.
And overseeing it all, manager and chairman Brandon Hamme.
If the season goes like this, we're in for the list of the season.
I mean, as gaffers go, I don't think you can get much better. I think you kind of think Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, Mauricio Pochettino, Brandon Hamme. I mean that's where he sits, the pantheon of greats.
Top guy, always been a top guy, always treats us with respect, and I'll go as far to say he's like a second dad.
Brandon Hamme, where do I begin? Nice guy, got better looking over time. Managerial ability hasn't improved in the same way, unfortunately. He's been watching a lot of Premier League football and thinks that the Dons should replicate some of the things he's seen, and we're just not that good.
The Dons got their season underway against Borussia Barnet. An acrobatic assist meant the Dons found themselves behind on the opening day. A Josh Marks handball meant that Borussia Barnet had the chance to make it 2 from the penalty spot.
Just had a feeling where this guy was going to go. He didn't look that confident, right-footed. I thought he's going to think about going to my bottom right, which he did.
They did, however, have reason to celebrate just before half-time.
It's a common saying, but they actually don't want it, so let's fucking go get it off of them.
If we take those risks, then we're going to get in behind, okay? Boys, same again, how we ended. Let's do it again, boys.
Despite a resilient performance, the Dons conceded late on. And then the Dons saw red.
I walked into the change room afterwards, kicked some bottles, punched the wall. I'd let the team down.
Second balls, for fucking sake. Please, get your fucking head on it, get your fucking foot on it, and send it long. Just fucking get it out, alright? It has to be done. And you've got to put a name on it as well. Richard's ball, Jordan's ball, be big. Fucking head it out or something, come on.
As a whole, I want to focus on the positives. We know what we can improve on, okay? This is going to be one of the best teams in the league, and we lost it right at the death. So you can really hold your heads high.
So much moaning on the pitch, it's like,
It needs to be a lot more
It's not
positive.
like constructive, it's not like, let's go boys, it's all like, oh, come on, it's like a fucking moan.
The Dons looked to bounce back against Paris Saint-Germain.
PSG, first game against them this season. The ball actually comes in from one Kane Gilbury, left back at the time. I can make a dart past the centre back and nip round the keeper for my first goal for the Dons. Actually, it was a very special moment. I remember it fondly.
It was then a family affair for the Dons' second goal, as Mark Charles set up his cousin Josh Goldstein for his first Dons goal.
That was special for the family, for the Charles family tree.
We've got to be more clinical with those chances if they come, but we can't have 80% possession on the other team last 20 minutes and expect us not to concede week in, week out. We did well today, kept the clean sheet, but if that happens against Vale or better teams in that league, we're gonna let teams back in the game.
Today showed that you can actually play. I didn't think we could. I thought we were trash with the ball from the back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna like fucking beat around the bush. I thought we were useless with our feet. Today proved we can do it.
Worked hard, honey cake, Rosh Hashanah up the Dons.
Yeah, boy.
When you play Vale, you're all out. You're nervous the night before. You're really fired up when that whistle goes, and you put everything into that performance.
Zach Cohen got the Dons off to a flying start. The Dons were then caught napping at a corner and the scores were back to level terms.
I've got to try and do something to stop him shooting. Unfortunately, I just slightly catch him, and the ref gives a penalty. He's just lunged in, stamped on my foot. That's a penalty all day, every day. Shouldn't even be a conversation about it. Should never have been controversial. I mean, the Vale players, honestly, crying. You had to like pick up their tears and wipe them away.
Come on!
I think it was a decent team performance, but again, things can be polished.
Are they yellow or gold?
It's yellow.
It's yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, we're the yellow army this season.
Yeah, we're yellow.
Contrary to popular belief.
I'm happy with
Yet to be worn, probably won't be worn this season, but we keep fighting. 3, 2, 1, go.
I look like a pedo.
My thoughts on the kit. I love the fact it's reversible. Absolutely genius. Having a home kit and an away kit in one. Parents are loving the fact they don't have to do as much washing.
Whilst filming the Dons reveal video, Isaac Virtus made sure to keep to COVID-safe protocols.
Kiss the badge on the way in.
The way man move, the way man lean, the way man rock. I like the way y'all whine, the way y'all...
The Dons then faced Paris Saint-Germain in their first game in their brand new kit. New kit, same old Zach Cohen. With the Dons being 2-0 up at half-time, midfielder Harry Moss was brought on off the bench and he decided he wanted to make up for some lost time.
When he receives it at the edge of the penalty box, he goes on a run like he always does, takes it round the keeper. There's a few defenders there, so he tries to poke it in, and the ball's going in. But there I am to just put it home from pretty much on the line. I wasn't sure at the time if it was going in, and I was on my hat trick, so I did as any good striker should do and make sure the goal goes in. So yeah, hat trick, PSJ.
We were clinical, really clinical. Going forward, fantastic. Some of the passing that we had on display was brilliant. Our finishing was top quality.
What followed was a disappointing display against Club de Chigwell, with the Dons losing 4-0 on the day. They looked to bounce back against their arch rivals Hartswood Vale, but what followed was one of the darker days in the history of the club.
Gets lost in midfield, classic Dons move that. I'm the last man, getting a bit old, the legs are getting a bit tired, and very, very pacey striker it must be, who I had about 10 yards on him, but he's run straight past me, got the ball, and then lobbed Singer, which is, yeah, not my finest moment.
It was a sad day for the club.
In unprecedented times, the season was brought to a dramatic halt.
As Prime Minister, it's my duty to take difficult decisions, to do what is right to protect the people of this country.
I've been pretty cautious with COVID. I've always kept a 2-metre distance from whoever I've marked.
COVID tier restrictions meant that the Dons would be unable to resume their season until April.
Virus, the potential risk it poses, it is with a very heavy heart. I must tell you, we cannot continue with Christmas as planned.
To be honest, I found COVID a blessing because it meant I wasn't taking defeats every Sunday on a continuous basis.